We've all seen the videos, the aesthetic 5 a.m. morning routine, the matcha lattes, the journaling, the instant productivity before the sun even comes up. It looks completely effortless. And the night before, we buy into it entirely. We set the alarm for 5 a.m. and feel a surge of pride. We tell ourselves tomorrow will be different, experiencing the high of accomplishment without having done a single second of actual work. This graph illustrates why that happens. Look at this massive spike in dopamine during the evening. Your brain floods your system with feel-good chemicals because it's visualizing the reward of being a disciplined person. But notice what happens down here at 5 a.m. The dopamine crashes right when the physical effort required peaks. That evening rush is an illusion. It makes us believe we've already achieved our goal, masking the fact that real discipline only exists in the physical friction of the present moment. Then, the alarm actually rings. There is no aesthetic glow. It is a violent, jarring shock to the system. The air hitting your face is freezing. Your limbs feel like they weigh 100 pounds. Your body issues a flat, undeniable refusal to move. Immediately, your brain begins negotiating. It tells you that you didn't sleep enough. It tells you that resting is better for your long-term health. These excuses sound entirely reasonable, but they are just comfort disguised as logic. This diagram shows the trap in action, the rationalization engine. The physical discomfort of waking up triggers a logical-sounding excuse, which your brain uses to justify staying in bed, looping you straight back into physical inaction to preserve energy. Accepting those logical excuses reinforces the exact same daily choices that keep our habits, our identity, and our entire life locked in place. Tearing yourself out from under the covers in that moment is completely devoid of power or motivation. You just feel tired, heavy, and incredibly slow. Look closely at this cycle. This is the habit loop you've run for years. Sitting up serves as a deliberate physical interruption of that deeply ingrained behavioral pattern. Because you are manually overriding your brain's default programming, a tiny movement like sliding your legs off the mattress takes a massive cognitive toll. You are forcing the brain to build a new pathway from scratch. Physically, putting your feet on the hardwood floor takes almost 0 calories. Psychologically, it requires moving a mountain. This resistance feels heavy because you are fighting years of compounding daily habits, not a single night of poor sleep. That unglamorous, agonizing first step is the entry fee. It is the absolute baseline requirement for becoming a person who can push through friction when it matters most. Once you are out of bed, you are met with the environment of 5 a.m. There are no new emails, no texts, no algorithmic feeds demanding your attention. There is just profound, unbroken silence. For a brain adapted to constant, chaotic stimulation, this sudden sensory subtraction feels physically uncomfortable. It almost aches. You have entered baseline reality. Without a screen to scroll or a podcast to distract you, your mind has no external inputs to hide behind. The silent hour provides a clarity that forces you to see yourself without the distraction of notifications or noise. By mid-morning, the initial adrenaline of waking up in the dark completely evaporates. A heavy, dense cognitive fatigue takes its place. And with that fatigue comes an overwhelming, near-magnetic urge to escape. You want to pick up your phone, open an app, and flood your tired brain with cheap dopamine. This chart shows exactly what happens to your willpower. As your energy reserve deplete, your brain defaults to the path of least resistance, desperately attempting to hijack control and force you back into comfortable habits. Feeling that intense pull is a biological inevitability. You cannot stop your brain from wanting the distraction, but acting on that urge is still a conscious choice. Simply pausing to observe that urge, watching your mind panic for a distraction and refusing to give in, is the exact second true self-control is born. Let's be honest about the ultimate impact of all this. Waking up at 5 a.m. does not magically fix your problems. It won't instantly make you wealthy or turn you into a totally flawless person. Waking up early acts as a brutal diagnostic tool, exposing the current state of your life rather than instantly fixing it. When you strip away the noise and the comfort of sleep, you expose your baseline discipline. You see exactly how quickly you surrender to excuses, and you measure the actual, unfiltered strength of your mindset. Daily repetition of these agonizing victories creates a compounding effect, eventually forming a massive, unshakable monolith of self-control. So we have to stop asking if getting out of bed in the dark is worth the pain. The real question is who we are becoming by proving we can endure it. Overriding your biology in the dark provides the ultimate proof that you are in control of your own mind. That proof is how you activate the discipline required for everything else you want to achieve.